So hey public, welcome to my channel. It is my another Manhua recap video, and I'm your host HR and ready to drive a new journey.
In the beginning of the story, the hero is sitting by the seaside. He picking up some water from the sea in his hands and washes his face. Suddenly, he wonders what happened to him. He had gone with Sister Zhang yesterday to buy accessories, but when he is asleep, he woke up at that place. Just then, he hears some voices coming from the other side. When he looks in that direction, he sees three people standing at a distance. Seeing them, the hero thinks they are cosplaying and he can ask them for directions to get out of there. Among the three boys, a young boy throws a sharp bone forcefully towards him. As a result, the bone grazes his face and leaves a cut. Seeing this, the hero starts running away, and the three boys chase after him. He tells them not to take those jokes too seriously because he thinks it's a reality show. But then another bone flies towards him, this time hitting him near his stomach and causing another cut. Right then, a screen opens up in front of him with the message that he has to avoid those people for 12 hours, and the countdown begins. He carefully observes the system. Suddenly, a long-haired man with his bone held up throws it towards the hero. After hitting his bone, and the hero faints on the spot. When he regains consciousness after a while, he finds himself tied up somewhere. Then the screen pops up again, displaying his name as Chen Liyi, and showing all the attribute points he received for completing the mission. Along with those attributes, he also receives an axe and a lot of knowledge. Seeing the system and those it works, he thinks he is trapped in a game world where he has to survive and build civilization. This game will make him the Prime Minister of God. After understanding the entire concept of the game, he focuses his attribute points on strength and adds up the accumulated experience points after completing the tasks. With the help of his increased strength, he breaks the rope. Seeing him do that, two tribesmen men approach him. They ask him if he is trying to escape from there. Hearing their words, Chen turns his axe towards them and tells them that they have disrespected God. The man wearing a skull mask asks who God is, as he doesn't know about any gods. Then Chen yells at them, saying he came to help those people from Haven. But since they disrespected him, he will now punish them. Upon hearing this, the man with the skull mask attacks him with his bone stick, but Chen blocks his attack with his axe. However, due to the man's attack, the ground below Chen's feet collapses. Seeing this, Chen realizes that he had never thought that tribal people could be so powerful. Chen is amazed to see himself effortlessly stopping the attack, as he is a superhuman. Due to the increased strength, that man's bone is severed in the middle due to the force of the axe. As soon as the bone is cut, all the people standing nearby and even those who were attacking him look towards him. In that moment, Chen feels that something bad is about to happen, and he shouts at everyone to attack him together. Upon hearing this, those people start coming towards Chen to attack him. Seeing all of them approaching together, he starts running away from there. Suddenly, a Tribalman emerges from behind and attacks him. However, Chen avoids his attack and counters him, throwing him away. Seeing his axe, the Tribalman also becomes fearful. At that moment, Chen stops running and, facing them, shouts at them to move backward. He warns them that if they try to harm him, he will kill all 5 of them. Upon hearing this, those people also pause in their tracks. They start trembling with fear and begin running away from there. Just then, a huge tiger appears behind Chen and stands tall. However, Chen fails to notice the tiger behind him and starts wondering if those people ran away because of his voice and out of fear. While he is lost in his thoughts, suddenly some drops of saliva fall from the tiger's mouth and land on his head. When he looks up to see, he gets scared upon seeing the tiger and immediately runs away from there, crouching down. The tiger also starts chasing him, destroying all the rocks and trees that come in its way with a single swipe. Suddenly, the tiger jumps from somewhere and attacks Chen from above, causing him to fall back and get injured. But he quickly gets up, grabs his axe, and stands before the tiger, holding his axe. He thinks how he can defeat this tiger. Suddenly, he blows smoke from a distance, and when the tiger sees it, he remembers that tigers are also afraid of fire. With this in mind, he approaches the tiger to attack it, and the tiger also comes forward to attack him. However, as the tiger gets closer, Chen slides down and starts going underneath him, thinking that now the tiger won't be able to attack him from above. But then, the tiger kicks both of its back legs into his abdomen. After suffering the attack from the tiger, Chen holds his stomach and starts running in the opposite direction, and the tiger also starts chasing him. Chen, while saving himself from the tiger's attack and running away, arrives at a place where a fire is burning. Suddenly, he falls and grabs a burnt wooden stick and thrusts it into one eye of the tiger. The tiger's one eye gets damaged, making it frustrated, and it starts wandering around Chen. At that moment, they hear some noises. Upon hearing those sounds, the tiger becomes extremely feared and runs away. Upon witnessing the tiger fleeing, Chen understands that there must be a massive beast approaching. Suddenly, a screen pop-up appears in front of him, opening a new task, asking him to chase the same tiger. However, Chen cancels that mission and takes the points earned from his previous task and invests them in stamina and agility before fleeing from that place. While running, he reaches a spot where all the humans are hiding. When he stands before them, they are astonished to see him alive, and a human wearing a skull mask asks him how he managed to survive against that tiger. Hearing their question, Chen smiles and tells them that the tiger looked like a kitty in front of him, and upon witnessing his strength, the tiger got scared and ran away. Upon hearing his words, the people are amazed and start praising him, declaring him their king. Suddenly, another screen pop-up appears in front of him, stating that he needs to build homes and establish a civilization for the indigenous people within 18 days and raise their population up to 50. Upon seeing this task, Chen starts thinking about how he will accomplish all these missions in just 18 days. A little later, Chen and the rest of the people lie down on the ground to sleep. However, after some time, Chen wakes up from his sleep and feels very hungry. He decides to get up and go somewhere to find food. At that moment, his angel side doesn't suggest going there because it could be dangerous, and his devil side urges him to go there so that he doesn't die of hunger in that place. Setting aside his thoughts, he takes his axe and heads towards that place. After a while, as he approaches that place, he starts seeing the area clearly through the bushes, and when he sees that there is no danger, he goes closer to take the meat. Upon reaching there, he notices the bodies of a rabbit and some roasted animals. He takes those bodies for the tribal's people and starts walking away. While he is walking, he suddenly falls into a pit, and when he looks around, he sees many fallen trees and huge footsteps of a beast. Even the pit he fell into seems to be a footprint of a beast. Seeing those footsteps, he realizes that he forgot that this is not just the time of human beings, but also a time of scary and dangerous creatures from history that have vanished in the future. With this thought in mind, he quickly moves forward to find a safe place. After some time, when morning comes, and due to the arrival of their food, many people are fighting with each other like madmen, trying to snatch food from each other. Seeing them fight like this, he calls them to himself and asks who will go hunting with him for today's meal. Hearing his words, an adorable-looking tribal person wearing a skull on his face tells him that those people go in turns, but if he goes hunting today, everyone will join him. Upon hearing this, Chen tells them that if they think that way, he will first build a place for them to stay. After hearing this, many ladies come to him and start asking what his home is like. Chen tells them about his home and how they will live there in the future with their families. Upon hearing this, a muscular lady comes and hugs him, asking if she can live with him. Chen tries to distract himself from her and tells her that in the future, they will all have big families and that's why they will have to live together. Upon hearing this, the assertive lady becomes happy and shouts to everyone that the king will live with her and they will have babies together. Chen is surprised by her statement and refuses to entertain her inappropriate comments. Meanwhile, Chen is busy making a map in the soil, and as the people observe him, they cannot understand what he is doing. After completing the map, Chen says that they need an area that is close to the sea, open and spacious, where they can find crops and abundant hunting opportunities. While he ponders over this, a child approaches him from behind and tells him about a place that matches the description he just mentioned. Excitedly, Chen grabs the child's shoulders and asks him to lead them to that place. However, the boy tells him that the place is far away and filled with dangerous beasts and cows that are not easy to handle. Upon hearing this, Chen considers that the cows can provide them with milk and help with various domestic chores. Contemplating these thoughts, Chen lifts his ex-partner into the air and shouts loudly to everyone, telling them to grab their weapons and move towards their new home. Hearing his words, everyone gets excited, raises their weapons, and starts shouting. They are ready to embark on their journey to their new home.